So I have this picture up here. Couldn't do this video without a Shaka Zulu picture. I'm seeing all over the internet and I've been reading where the South African government voted to take their land back. Nigga, please. Took you all long enough. They voted to take their land back. The question I have is why should there be any ambiguity about this? You know? I don't see why there should even be any discussion. If you go to China, if I go to China right now as an African, as a black man, and I've been living there for 50, 60, 70 years, a tribe of us, take over the Chinese land, or in Europe, it would make any difference. Folks, if they want their land back, you'd have to give it back to them. You know? It's an open and shut case. End of discussion. Do you know right now in the city of London, you can't own the land that you have your house on? I think you can only own the land or lease the land for 100 years and you have to give it back. At least that's the understanding I have when I was living there. People are talking all this dumb shit. I'm talking about the original South Africans, not the Johnny come lately. So now we have 10% of the population. That's what they say, 10%. I think that's a bloated number, which are the white people who own 80% of the land. All right, now, where have I heard this story before? You know, so let me ask you this. How did you arrive at this 80%? That's the question I have. I mean, see, the original inhabitants of the land have been living there for time, since the beginning of time. I remember dating a South African girl, and she was telling me the story of her tribe, the lineage, and her story started after the flood. So, you folks just got there. You folks are Johnny come lately. God, you're talking about, this is our land. What happened? Did it just magically fall into your hands? Pennies from heaven. All this land, the fertile land, just fall into your hands. Where have I heard this story before? Oh, I remember now. I remember how they used to dress up little Mary, put some flowers in her hair, blue eyes sparkling, blonde hair blowing in the wind. She have a little guitar in her hand, Bob behind her picking the banjo. This land is my land, this land is your land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest. Father, they're singing their revolutionary propaganda song again. And they're pointing to each other while singing. We should call a war council, Father. Well, claw and beer, my son. The elders have gotten old and weak. And old half-breed Geronimo is now a broken man. And all you young boys do nowadays is smoke that shit, have your pants hanging down your backsides, while chasing those foreign girls for pussy. Jesus, help us. Father, what foreign languages that you speaking? Well, son, I don't know, but the book those missionary gave me must have some strong medicine in it. But you see, those South Africans, they're not going to quit. They want their land back. You should just give them their land back, Joe. Just give them their property back and save yourselves. Haven't you seen the movie District 9? You all should just go. Just leave. I want them to leave. Have you seen the movie? And you know, the thing about it is this. You don't have Mandela to protect you no more. I mean, Mandela brought you guys some time. He bought you guys some time, right? Yeah, that's what he did. In my opinion, he was none but a traitor to the African people. You know. And wasn't the guy supposed to be dead at one time? He was dead and then he came back to life. I remember as a youngster reading, Mandela's dead. That's where they get the idea of the Mandela Effect from. Just like Stephen Hawkins. I remember reading where Stephen Hawkins was dead and all of a sudden the motherfucker is up in a wheelchair, looking like a mannequin. What happened to him? Got trapped in a wormhole and come out as a paraplegic? The universe is a black hole expanding exponentially. That punk bitch better stay dead this time. And Mandela is not coming back either. You see me? Mandela is not coming back either, so y'all should leave. Y'all should just go back to Europe. I have an idea. Go back to Europe. Because Europe need repopulating. They try to let in the Arabs. They're trying to let in the Arabs. They just started raping everybody. That's right, raping the woman. Wouldn't even let them go out. Pretty soon those women are going to be in beehive suits. Right? Because that's what they do. And the Africans, at least they'll date you. Yeah. First, take you somewhere and have a good time, but not the Arabs. They'll just have you in beehive suit and keep you barefoot and pregnant. So yeah, go back to Europe. Give the people their property back, Joe. Just give it back. It won't take you long, because if you don't give it back, you're going to be running out of there with your ass on fire. Yeah, that's why I have the picture of Shaka up here. Because, the South Africans, they're getting ready to rumble. And they're going to kick y'all asses. I know you'll fly in the mercenaries to help, but that's not going to help in the end. When those guys, get going, there's no stopping them. These guys used to fight. And those Zulus, they love to fight. They used to run 50 miles to fight and 50 miles back. Running, stomping, and shaking the ground and shit. You see that kick that they have, that they do with their foot over their head? Barefoot, stomping, shaking the ground. Kick you in your head with that barefoot and crack your fucking skull. Okay, here's this. Here's the thing. I have an idea. Hear me out. I think if y'all want to stay in the land, you should stay. Because I'm hearing this story like, we'll leave the natives who have been sitting on their bare backsides for 400 years. They'll starve to death. What did they do? What did these fucking people do before you got there? What did they eat? But if you leave now, the whole nation of South Africans just starve to death. Are you kidding me? Well, I tell you what. If you want to stay and farm the land, do that. But you're going to do it for free. Yeah, do that. Stay there and farm for free. Since you're so charitable and you want to feed these starving natives. And yeah, you'll get some plow, old plow. Get some of them Cape buffaloes, tie them to it, let them pull the plows. You use no machine. You want to be eco-friendly. And periodically we'll have one of them group Black Mambazo come around and sing y'all a few songs. Work, 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 work. And there's a lot of, the next thing I'm reading, I'm listening to videos where people saying that, they're eating us now. The South African, the blacks are eating the white people. They have turned into cannibals, killing the farmers and eating them. They say our flesh tastes like crocodile meat. Now that just brings tears to my eyes now, don't it?